Hey, what's going on, guys? FullFrontage here, and today I want to talk to you guys about a couple things that have been brought up in my streams recently, and a couple things I want to address. This is going to be kind of like a wish list video, per se. It's basically talking about what I want to see in the future of Clash Royale and what things need to be changed in the current state of the game for the game to be kind of back at its like prime. We know back last summer when tournaments were first released, everybody was so hyped for that. It was something new, it was something exciting. Tournament standard was brought to the game, and that's really when the competitive scene of Clash Royale started to flourish and the community started to develop. And then since then, it's kind of been at a stalemate. We do have all these amazing league communities, like CCGS, obviously that's going on, that's Clash Royale's official tournament. And then two of the top leagues, in my opinion right now, number one being RPL and CRL. Those are like probably the two most premier leagues inside of the game right now. Like, most of the competitive community knows about them, and if you're getting into the competitive community, those are the tournaments you're going to be seeing. There's a couple other up-and-coming ones like Mobile Esports League, World Clash League, that's a huge thing, from MGL Esports. The Enchantin's running, so we have like a bunch of, it's like a country, it's like a World Cup kind of Clash Royale league, and then we have team-based leagues, which is revolving around esports such as Hammers, Team Queso, Tribe Gaming, Nova, etc., Sandstorm. There's too many. If I was naming all the competitive teams, this video would be 20 minutes. So basically I want to talk about like a wish list for the game, and it's going to be starting off with the things that need to be adjusted that are going on currently. One of the biggest things is, I know this is on everybody's mind, is all the glitches. What causes these glitches to happen? Supercell doesn't know. We as a community don't know. We just know they happen. If you guys missed a video, I did a video a few weeks back talking about the drag glitch. Now there's something arising known as the lag glitch. When like you drop a card and it like just floats there and it doesn't drop. So like it's mostly common with a log for whatever reason. I've had it with a log. You drop the log, so if a goblin barrel's flying at your tower, you drop the log. It shows like the animation like you're rolling the log, but the log doesn't actually drop. You can play other cards. That card is unusable. That also happened in one of Chief Pat's videos as well. So that's going around known as the lag glitch. And I feel like these are happening because of disconnects or connection issues between the client and the server. And it sounds really weird, but it also is becoming more common with iOS 11 out. A lot of people are saying since iOS 11 has come out, they've had these glitches a bit more often. So that leads me to think, is it a compatibility issue with the operating systems? Is Clash Royale not perfectly optimized for the operating systems, which that's on Supercell's end to figure out and pinpoint exactly what is causing these issues to happen. But the question is, can they really fix it if they can't find the issue? That's the biggest thing. The biggest thing is finding the issue. It's probably not a big deal to fix it, but the biggest thing is finding what's causing it. And I think that's something that Supercell is having trouble with, and that's something a lot of game developers have trouble with, pinpointing the bugs and glitches exactly. And just like it frustrates me as a content creator to see people just be like, your game sucks. Like, they'll tweet at, like, I see people like when Clash Royale posts a sneak peek, I read through all the mentions and they're like, oh, your game sucks, and all this stuff. Like, as a content creator, if someone comes into my stream or someone goes in the comment section of a YouTube video and is like, your content is terrible, what about it is terrible? Like, you need to have specifics. So when people just go out there and be like, this sucks, without giving a rhyme or reason why, it's a little frustrating. And Supercell knows the glitches are there, knows the bugs are there, and they said it in the AMA. They were like, if we can replicate this issue, we can fix it. There's not enough evidence to fix this current issue. So they know it's there, they're acknowledging it's there, but they just can't fix it. So instead of just bashing on it, I think we need to try to figure out what's causing this issue and help us help them. Like, as the content creators, I know you can reach out to myself personally. If you have any issues, if you find any issues, please let me know. And also Clash with Ash is pretty responsive about that. I'll leave his link down in the description below. He's a huge community influencer, and he's always responsive. He's like the forefront of the competitive community for YouTubers. Yarn's pretty much there. Pat's kind of there. He's getting there. Obviously Alvaro's there with Team Queso. So a lot of the YouTubers are starting to develop into the competitive community, which is really cool to see them get involved. But this is just game side issues. If you guys see any of that, please let us know. Tweet at all of us, one of us, some of us, whatever your heart desires. Help us figure out the issue. That's the biggest thing. If we can figure it out, then it can be fixed. If it's not figured out, then we can't fix it. You can't fix an issue if you don't know what the issue is. You know what the issue is, but you don't know what's causing it, and it's really difficult to fix. And I'm sure Supercell is trying to fix it, and they're just not able to. A second thing that's been happening is there's been server lag. Now, obviously, that is on Supercell's end, and they've been doing a lot of server updates lately. So they're trying to fix it. They're trying to find the right load without overloading the server, and they're trying to find the right load without underloading the server. So they're playing with that. They're trying to make that happen. And so that's something we need to be focused on, or be grateful for in that sense, is that they are trying to fix it. They're just trying to find the right, they want to do it right. I always say, if you're not gonna do it right, then don't do it. So they're trying to do it right. They're trying to make it work. So that will just come in due time. That will happen eventually. So those are like my kind of wish list things that need to be fixed currently in game. The second thing is CCGS. I've seen a lot of people commenting on CCGS and the production and all that stuff. This is their Supercell. I feel like Supercell launched Clash Royale without esports in mind, and it just happened. And they're trying to find the best solution or recipe, I guess, for success in the esports industry. They're kind of like it seems like they're toying with the idea. They're toying with a bunch of different ideas, and I think that's good. I think it's good to brainstorm. They're putting it into effect and see what the community responds to correctly. Because if you guys think about it, look at CCGS Fall compared to CCGS Spring, and there's a lot of differences. Going on. Obviously, it goes from weekend to weekday. Again, that's a testing they're doing in different regions. You have the European region, you have the Latin American region, you have the Southeast Asia region, you have the rest of the world, you have the North American region, and they're all in different locations. So they're trying to find the best fit. And while it doesn't seem ideal as competitive viewers, it's very ideal as the company. And I think that's something we all need to take focus on. Like, yes, of course, there's going to be frustrating things. Like, people get frustrated about things all the time, but it's just something that we have to go with them, and we have to give feedback rather than saying, "Oh, this sucks." Like, give constructive feedback. I think that's going to be the most important thing. If they see the positivity, then they're more likely to listen to the community more than they do. They do listen to the community, but if it's positive, then they're more likely to be inclined to have open ideas. So it's like, be constructive with your feedback. Don't just throw it out there in anger. I understand it's frustrating. I've experienced glitches before. I'm the competitive manager for Hammers. I see where the CCGS issues are coming in, but just going out there and saying, "This sucks, this is terrible, you're bad," things like that, that doesn't help. You have to be constructive about it. You have to give precise information of what's wrong and what needs to be fixed, ideas you may have. It's it's just be nice or don't say anything. That's really what it is. It's kind of like a life lesson for anything in general. So those are kind of things that I've been seeing. The next thing is what actually I want to see in the game. I would love to see, obviously we have the new game mode coming, touchdown mode. We have quests coming. We have Gold Rush and Gem Rush. This is all revealed in the Radio Royale episode, with more sneak peeks still coming. So the update is probably going to be later this week or early next week. If I had to guess, it's already Wednesday, the day I'm recording this video. So my guess, maybe next week, maybe it'll be released a weekend. That'd be pretty hype for a weekend. So my wish list is going to be, for the next update at least, in-game bracket tournaments, improvement to the tournament feature. We've all been asking about this. People have been saying bring back 15k tourneys. And I think it just needs to be a better tournament in-game mode. Right now we have victory challenges. Those are mainly for practice, I feel like. It's not really at a competitive level. And then the in-game tournaments, they've been the same for over a year now. And the prize do not correlate to the time spent in competing in these tournaments. So I would love to see an improvement on the tournament system. That's definitely something that needs to be fixed, whether it be bracketed tournaments with maybe card prizes, like if you get first in the 16-man bracket, you get 2,000 cards or whatever. Then it's worth it for the time to reward, because 2,000 cards for 16-man bracket, that's pretty good, or 32, whatever. So have a bracketed option. Also allow customizable friendly battles. We've seen draft battle, we've seen 2v2 friendly battles. Obviously 2v2's in the game now. Triple elixir, ramp up, all those different challenges. I think they should keep those available in the friendly battle section. When you go to your clan screen, you click friendly battle, you have the options to go through and select which friendly battle you want to do. Draft, double 2v2 draft, like all those should be permanent options in a friendly battle feature. I think that would be really cool, and that would really appeal to people who just want to have, like if you get a bunch of friends together, and like I know Clash Nights has been a pretty big thing. Like you could say, all right, let's do a special draft challenge for Clash Nights tonight, or all right, next week we're going to be doing a ramp up challenge, so all friendly battles will be ramp up style, things like that. So I think they should keep those available inside of at least the friendly battle system. I also don't agree with them for being for new card releases. I much prefer for a new card saying, all right, here's a new card, build a deck around it, because then it kind of permits with deck construction. It adds another layer of depth to the game, and I think it's really cool. So definitely for new card releases, I think it should be deck construction, but leave all the fun game modes in a friendly battle environment. You can also yeah, we'll show a loss. Fine. I'm not afraid. But yeah, so, and even if you want to do them in challenges, give us a free give them with a free entry like they've been doing. Here's a free entry for a draft challenge, with some prizes. If you want it, cool. If you don't, cool. It's really up to the player at that point. And then the next thing is gonna be balance changes. So I want to talk about the balance changes. They're on a really kind of offset schedule right now. Like, we don't really know. It almost just seems like balance changes come in with the updates. That's what it's been feeling like. I think it would be cool to have balances drop at the end of ladder season or at the end of a competitive season. So if we're really looking to construct CCGS and make it the official tournament of Clash Royale, which it is, and just like further develop it even more, at the end of each season for CCGS, balance update. But I think it would be healthier if it would be maybe at the end of every ladder season, so that's 12 balance changes a year. But the balance changes don't have to be huge. They don't have to be 10 cards. They don't have to be 12 cards. I think the minimum amount has been 7 or 8 cards. if you do one a month, just change 3 or 4 cards. Make it interesting. Keep it up to date. I think Hearthstone does a similar system where they have like new packs where it's like they release it or they announce it, they release it, whatever, and it's not allowed in competitive for a certain amount of time. I think that's how it was explained to me by one of my friends, and I think that's pretty fair. I don't know if that's something that can be done on the same server, at least for tournament versus ladder, but have it where it can be like, all right, here in this month, Musketeer is going to be like the premier support card versus Electro Wizard. So Musketeer gets a buff, Electro Wizard gets a nerf. Now Musketeer is the premier support card versus Electro Wizard. Obviously, that I'm just making this stuff off the top of my head. You have to punch in the numbers and everything, but change like 3 or 4 cards that are like popular, like, okay, Bandit's gonna get a nerf, Mini P.E.K.K.A.'s gonna get a buff, things like that, or Ice Wiz gets a buff, Electro Wizard gets a nerf, something like that. I think that would really be effective for. It would keep it fresh. It would keep things fresh, because then it's the same cards. Like, you still have the same 78 cards in the game now, but it's just being rotated. Now you want to use, like, P.E.K.K.A. is huge right now. Maybe P.E.K.K.A. gets a nerf. Now Giant comes back. Now there are Giant beatdown decks instead of P.E.K.K.A. decks and control decks. Maybe Miner gets a nerf or something like that. Just keep it fresh. Keep it changing. I think that would be kind of healthy, per se. So let me know your thoughts about that down in the comment section down below. The second thing is new cards. So they kind of hinted at this in Radio Royale. I was blanking on the name for a sec. In Radio Royale, they said they're not releasing cards in bulk, that they're going to be doing it one at a time, or something along those lines. So I think it would be really cool to have like a cycle of like per month. Like I was saying, at the end of every ladder season, there's a balance update. So the week before the balance update, a new card is released. That gives a week people to play test a new card. If something needs to be changed to the new card, for example, Flying Machine, I'm just going to throw this out there, most recent card. Some people were saying that they should have learned this lesson from the E-Wiz. It shouldn't die to Fireball. So they can look at the community feedback, say, okay, maybe it needs a little bit more health, or maybe it just needs to shoot faster. Maybe it needs to be like a Dark Goblin. It'd be like a Flying Dark Goblin. It's 1 more elixir. It's the same rarity. It's kind of like the Ice Wiz, or what card am I thinking of? Like Witch, Night Witch, 1 less elixir. It's a legendary and spawns in the same thing, etc., whatever. Probably not the best analogy, but you guys get what I'm saying. So the third week, so with 1 week left in the season, new card comes out. Gives people time to play it, and then if something needs to be changed, they can do it in the following week balance update. So what would this be? It would be week 1 of the month is new card coming soon. Maybe expose the rarity of it. So maybe like, all right, we got an epic coming this month. Week 2, here's the epic card. Here's the card. Halfway through week 2, you do the challenge 3 days before the card comes out, or 4 days. Leave 1 day for the people to do the challenge to unlock the card. Then the card is released in week 3. Then balance changes are done week 4. If the card's perfectly balanced, they don't need to change it. Whatever, that's fine. Balance the other cards, and then so on and so forth. I think that would be cool, because then it builds up hype. You say week 1, you say, all right, new card coming. Week 2, you reveal what the card is. Halfway through week 2, challenge comes out. Week 3, cards released. Week 4, balance changes. I think that progressively moves the game forward, but without doing without like putting too much out there. And I think a month in between balance changes is really good. And also, I think a card a month is really good. That's 12 cards a year, 12 balance changes a year. I think that's fine. Let me know your guys' thoughts down below. That's basically what I had. And if you guys have any card ideas, let me hear your card ideas down in the comments below that we could potentially see with this coming. So to kind of recap is figuring out, this is more community side and Supercell side, figuring out what these glitches are, what's causing them, and how we can fix it together. Don't just say your game sucks. Leave constructive feedback. Try to figure out what's causing the issue. and talk to the content creators about it. And content creators do have a pull in the community, and leave posts on Reddit. Leave posts on Reddit too. If you find something, you don't even have to tell a content creator. Just go post it on Reddit or something. Like, post it on Twitter, but be constructive about it. Don't just say your game sucks. That doesn't help anybody. It literally doesn't. Second thing is CCGS. It's very new. Supercell, I don't think, launched the game with an intention of going esports. And they're still figuring out what the best approach is for it. So I think it's best to, instead of criticizing them on it, to help them figure out what people want to see and all that good stuff. So main thing for those two is be constructive. Don't just be critical, be constructive with it as well. And then the wish list, better tournaments, new card releases, and balance changes more frequently. All those kind of coincide. Maybe we'll see those in the December update. They talked about revamping tournaments during the AMA, but they said it wouldn't be in the October update. So they said maybe in the December update, so that there is an update coming in December. They said that we obviously have no idea what it is. Nobody does. So we can hope for those things, and maybe in the new year we'll see that monthly kind of schedule go through, and it might be healthier for the game. But let me know your thoughts down in the comment section below, and I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, hit that like button and subscribe for more content. I'll talk to you guys in the next one. So.